Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today we're going to see if we can address the issue of a door speaker that has a weird tone to it, almost like it's a blown speaker. Maybe the speaker's bad, I don't know, but this standard door size in a Ford is going to be 6 3/4. So I'm going to show you how to remove the door panel, then you can replace the actual speakers if you want. I'm going to find out what this is, but it's 6 3/4. So just keep in mind the ones that say they're 6 1/2 and they will work, most likely won't work. So welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today we're in a 2014 Ford Fiesta, and we're going to be working on a speaker that has a distorted sound. I don't know if it's blown or not, but we'll check it out. Now, your standard speaker size in this little Fiesta, Fusion, Focus, all those is a 6 3/4. So if you're looking at Amazon or anywhere else and it says 6 1/2, you think it'll work, it won't. Especially if you don't have an adapter plate, because you're not going to reuse the Ford one. So my suggestion would be is get a 6 3/4. Without a tweeter on it, because this one doesn't. It's just going to be just a regular speaker. But I'm going to show you all the tools and how we do it. And you know how I've said it before, I'm very reluctant to be using any type of metallic tools inside this on these plastics, especially because they're older. So I'm going to tell you all the tools and everything that you need. So before we get started, please smash the subscribe button. Helps a small channel out. Thumbs up and notification bell. So again, if you have a Focus, Fiesta, Fusion, this procedure will be different. Obviously, if it's not exactly a Fiesta, your electrical connections on the back are going to be a smidge different, and your pull points for your plastics are going to be also a little bit different. So first things first, you are going to need 2 different Torx bits. What I mean by Torx, it's the star bit looking one, and you're going to need a 20 and a 25. There are 2 different size of those Torx bits on there, and then you're going to need a handful of plastic tools to pull the plastic. Okay, so I'm going to show you the points where you need to take off. So inside here, you're going to need to remove that cap right there, guys. I like using this super thin plastic tool. Again, if you're prying on plastics, you want a plastic tool that is softer than your current plastic. So we're going to take that one off. We need to pop this cover if it is on there still. And you can see right here, this is what the cover normally would look like. You just need to pop this loose. That is where you're going to access your size 20 Torx screws on there. So I like to just kind of push this in there like a butter knife, and I'm going to slide it around, pop it out. There is a little prong on this fore side going towards the front of the car that kind of lines up for a re-undo it, but if you just kind of work this around, you'll be able to pop that loose. All right, once you get that loose, you can see your little screw here, and again, set this out of the way so you don't step on it. You don't want to damage this little thing, and if you're really careful, see, we marred no edges up. All right, so I like to use that other edge to pull this loose, and then we need to pop this cover off. So we can use these same plastic tools, and again, I'm going to link these down below. They come with the actual metal ones for pulling the Christmas trees, what I call them, the body fasteners on the back of that. And so on this, we're just going to start around this edge here because there are the 2 25s behind it. And what you can do, like I said, you're just going to be really careful and pop this loose. And again, if we're careful, we won't mar it, because you can obviously see just from years of use that has some stuff on it. So we're going to pop this loose. All right, so up here at the top, you can see that round edge. It goes in there first, and then we're going to make sure we're going to take this clip off and put it back on here with these 2 clips right here, and there's a metal clip for lining up later. So clean it up, what's off, set that aside, and then you have your 2 25s there. So 25, 25, 20, 2, 2. I do want to take note of 2 different things. These flat-headed screws are going to be the 2 lower ones. Go here and here. If you'll notice, this other 20 has a point. That bad boy, don't screw it up. It goes back in that hole. You won't be able to put these in here unless you force them, so we don't like to force anything. So remember the pointed head screw upper hole here. Let's take out the 25s. So can't screw those up. Those are much bigger out of those 2 holes right here. Now we're going to start with our plastic tool, and we're going to start around the edge. It's always easier to start at the bottom. Now there are 2, maybe 3 electrical connectors on the back of this one because we have our mirrors. So I'll show you that. And I'm not going to disconnect the actual handle. It's a little bit of a pickle, so we can take this out and just kind of set it down once we got the thing started. So start at the bottom down here, especially near these screw points, because that's where the fasteners are located typically. And then we're going to pop it loose. All right, so once you get them started, then you can kind of just work around the edges here and pull them loose, pop it. There is one big retainer here and there is like a little lip that goes into here. So you're going to kind of want to pick up a little bit and then pull this loose. You can kind of see, it's a little dark. You see that green lip? That's where the fastener's at. So you want to get it up and over that little groove. You can see at the top catching it and then pop it loose. Then once you get that loose, you're going to pick it up and off this groove. And then while you got this off, blow that out. You can see where that top pin is. So don't just try and pull it straight out. You need to lift it a little bit. But because it has like this kind of springy looking clip, it does have a little bit to give on it. So just make sure you got that right. We can see it already detached itself from the back of the door handle for us. So we'll make sure that that gets on. Maybe that was like that already, but you got 4 wire harnesses down there. And the one here at the mirror, they're going to be a push-pull type clip. All right, so you're probably going to find it easier to push the actual, if you have power mirrors, push this out of the actual hole. And then this this actual attachment is on the bottom side, so it's a little bit hard to get to, but I just use my plastic tool again to remove that light. Now, we need to find out why this speaker is scratchy. So we're going to figure this out. If you would take these off, these are 25s. Now, I will, if you want to put aftermarket speakers in here, guys, and you don't want to splice wires, I'll link a 4-pin that works on the actual Fiesta infusion and stuff for these years, and you basically plug it in and you hook it up right polarity to the speaker and you're golden. So I will link those down below. For a set of 2 is like $5 or $6. And if you're going to do all the doors, a set of 4 is like 11. So again, just set all your stuff aside. If you guys want to take the opportunity and clean out your door here, you can certainly. And if this pops out, guys, it just clips back in there on the back. A little hard to see because there's not a lot of room back there to film. But yeah, so we're going to pull this apart and see if we can diagnose what the heck's going on with the speaker. So once I got it off, guys, I just found out that the back, sometimes debris can get down the door and everything. The cone was just super dirty. Checked everything, no tears, no nothing. Now it sounds pretty decent, so I'm not going to swap the speakers out. Now to reassemble it, we're going to go ahead and connect all these wires. You can't screw it up. They're color-coded, and they kind of lay right where the door panel was. So let's get this all done, and then I'll show you again just how to hook it on, and it's going to be just reverse the removable steps. All right, so when you're ready to reinstall it, make sure we get this little clip over that bigger lip and get it over the first little piece. Once you get it there, you are not quite lined up until you get that green peg lined up with its hole, which we're about a 1/2 inch high. So you can pull it down and you can see it goes into the hole. So we're getting there. And then you're going to want to, if you see any bulges in the top, then you don't have it, like right here, we don't have it hooked quite yet over there. So we'll get it lined up and get it dropped on. All right, so you can see we're down right there. Now we got that lined up. You can go ahead and just start pushing it down. You can also just make a quick note that those holes are basically lined up. So we're going to snap this panel back on. All right, guys, panel's back on. Remember, your pointy head screw goes in this upper hole. Your 220s go in here and your 225s go in here. Remember, if your clips come off of this piece right here, they are kind of sharp, so be careful when you pull them off. But you want them all on the same piece, so we'll remove it and put it on there. As always, guys, that'll be the same procedure on all the remaining doors. It's going to be very similar. Same size of screws, same type of removal points. So that should get you wrapped up on that. And you may not need to replace your speaker at all. So just get in there and figure out what you're missing. As always, guys, appreciate you guys being here, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.